this is amazing. Tesla even wanted to be able to photograph human thought. This is inside the inner workings of Nikola Tesla's amazing mind and profound observations. Nikola Tesla, mind. Number one, the scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can't think deeply and be quite insane. Radio power will revolutionize the world in modern mechanics and inventions. This is what he said in July 1934. Radio power will revolutionize the world in modern mechanics, and it did. Number two, I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. In Cleveland, Moffett, a talk with Tesla, Atlanta, Constitution, 7th of June, 1896. Number three, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Unknown source. 4. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. Radio power will revolutionize the world in modern mechanics and inventions. This is what he said in July 1934. 5. The scientific man does not aim at an immediate result. He does not expect that his advanced ideas will be readily taken up. His work is like that of the planter, for the future. His duty is to lay the foundation for those who are to come and point the way. He lives and labors and hopes. The problem of increasing human energy. The Century magazine reported this in June of 1900. 6. Throughout space there is energy. This is very important. Look at this. It's not that space is a vacuum. No, he says throughout space there is energy. Is this energy static or kinetic? If static, our hopes are in vain. If kinetic, and this we know it is, it's kinetic, for certain, then it is a mere question of time when man will succeed in attaching their machinery to the very wheelwork of nature. Experiments with alternate currents of high potential and high frequency. February 1892, he said this. 7. Every living being is an engine geared to the wheelwork of the universe, though seemingly affected only by its immediate surrounding. The sphere of external influence extends to infinite distance. Did the war cause the Italian earthquake? New York, American, February 7, 1915. Number 8. This planet, with all its appalling immensity, is to electric currents virtually no more than a small metal ball. The transmission of electrical energy without wires. Electrical World and Engineer, March 5, 1904. The transmission of electrical energy without wires. Okay, that's unbelievable what he discovered. Number 9. Though free to think and act, we are held together like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. The problem of increasing human energy in Century Illustrated Magazine, June 1900. Number 10. In the 21st century, the robot will take the place which slave labor occupied in ancient civilization, a machine to end war, liberty. This is February 1937. 11. The spread of civilization may be likened to a fire. First a feeble spark, next a flickering flame, then an amazing blaze, ever increasing in speed and power. What science may achieve this year. Denver Rock Mountain News, January 16, 1910. 12. Our senses enable us to perceive only a minute portion of the outside world. The transmission of electrical energy without wires as a means of furthering peace in Electrical World and Engineering, January 7, 1905. 13. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. The problem of increasing human energy in Century Illustrated Magazine, June 1900. 14. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. Unknown source. 15. Money does not represent such a value as man have placed upon it. All my money has been invested into experiments with which I have made new discoveries enabling mankind to have a little easier life. A visit to Nikola Tesla by Dragislav Petkovai in Politica, April 1927. 16. Of all the frictional resistances, the one that most retards human movement is ignorance. But Buddha called, quote, what Buddha called, quote, the greatest evil in the world, unquote, the problem of increasing human energy, in Century Illustrated Magazine, June 1900. 17. Instinct is something which transcends knowledge. We have undoubtedly certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truths when logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile. My Inventions, in Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 18. It is paradoxical yet true to say that the more we know, the more ignorant we become in the absolute sense, for it is only through enlightenment that we become conscious of our limitations. Precisely one of the most gratifying results of intellectual evolution is the continuous opening up of new and greater prospects. The Wonder World to be created by electricity, Manufacturer's Record, September 9, 1915. 19. The individual is ephemeral. Races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. Therein lies the profound difference between the individual and the whole. The problem of increasing human energy, in Century Illustrated Magazine, June 1900. 20. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. My Inventions Magazine, Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 21. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on inventions. My Inventions, in Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 22. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born. American Genesis, A Century of Invention and Technological Enthusiasm, 1870-1970 by Thomas Hughes, 2004. 23. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. A Machine to End War, Liberty, February 1937. 24. The desire that guides me in all I do is a desire to harness the forces of nature to the service of mankind. Radio power will revolutionize the world. Modern Mechanics and Inventions, July 1934. 25. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment. My Inventions, in Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 26. Fights between individuals, as well as governments and nations, invariably result from misunderstanding in the broadest interpretation of this term. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. The transmission of electrical energy without wires as a means of furthering peace. In Electrical World and Engineer, January 7, 1905. 27. 3 possible solutions of the great problem of increasing human energy are answered by 3 words: food, peace, work. The problem of increasing human energy, in Century Illustrated Magazine, June 1900. 28. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics, unknown source. 29. The last 29 days of the month are the toughest. My Inventions, in Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 30. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. My Inventions, Electrical Experiment Magazine, 1919. 31. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs, the future for which I have already worked is mine. A Visit to Nikola Tesla by Dragislav Petkovai in Politica, April 1927. Source vibe.com. This is on Humans Are Free, and it's Creative Commons. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.